Hey everybody, this is my 2016 in review of books. So let's jump right in about my favorite things about books this year. First up was getting to watch my kids kind of join in on the reading journey. I am a homeschooling mom, if you don't know, and I have 3 kids. My oldest is 8, and it was so fun this year. He's a little bit more of a reluctant reader. He started walking around with a book in his nose sometimes and just carrying it around in front of his face. He started staying up late at night reading books, and that makes my mama heart really happy. My 6-year-old started reading chapter books, and he's very ambitious about his goals for the year. He wants to read Harry Potter by himself this year for the first time. And my 2-year-old can recite 8 or 9 picture books, as well as she's always carrying a book around and insisting that we read it to her. So it's been really neat. That's my number 1 favorite bookish thing from the year, is getting to see the torch passed on. Secondly is joining Booktube. I've really appreciated all of your feedback, the friends that I made on here, whether it's through your comments or Goodreads or Emily on Facebook. I've loved watching your posts, just getting to know you as not just as a reader, but as a person. So yeah, those were the amazing, awesome book things, personal events. The third thing was just the sheer number of books I read this year. I read 133 books this year, which is insane to me. I had some great reads too. There were very few times that I felt like I had a DNF a book. I got decent at honing down my recommendations, so I knew what I was going to appreciate, be challenged by, or enjoy, so I didn't feel like I have to read a book that was subpar, which was kind of nice. I also did 35 of Own Voices books, and these were books that are written by people from either a different race, a different country, somebody who had a mental illness or a physical disability that they talked about. And 35 is good. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but I am going to continue working on that goal as I continue as a reader, because I think it's really important to kind of be a lot more diverse with our reading. The longest book that I read was The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova, at 704 pages. It was also maybe my least favorite book of the year. Maybe this is why I have a fear of long books. My mom really wanted me to read it because she enjoyed it. It was not my favorite. Normally she knows me pretty well, but we disagreed on this point. So if you like it, that's okay too. The shortest book I read was Drowned City, Hurricane Katrina, New Orleans. And this was Dan Brown, I think. I will put it in the comments below, or not the comments, the description. 96 pages. It was very well done graphic novel on the role that race and class played in the Hurricane Katrina disaster. It was really challenging. The artwork was phenomenal. I really recommend it. It's a quick read because, 96 pages. The most popular book that I read, according to Goodreads, was Divergent, which makes me very sad. It was not my favorite. It was okay. I preferred Hunger Games a lot better. A lot better to Divergent series, but yeah. The least popular one, according to Goodreads, is The Hallelujah Life by Richard Probst, and this is actually written by a friend of mine who is, I love Richard. He is a man who works very hard to help be an advocate for domestic violence issues, especially in the Indianapolis area. He has done several tenderness tours, as he calls them, and what's cool about that is he is doing a kind of cross-state journey. He's done this, I think, over 25 times now. And he is an amputee, a leg amputee. He does not have legs. And he goes in his wheelchair and he goes for quite a while across Indiana trying to raise more awareness for domestic violence. His book is his story, how he got to where he is. He talks about suicide. He talks about mental illness. He talks about spina bifida, which is another thing that he deals with. And his poetry and his life story is just super inspirational to me. It's also very raw. So it's hard, especially since I know Richard and I love Richard, seeing his soul bared out like that. But phenomenal, phenomenal book. If you haven't gotten to it, make it more than 6 reads on Goodreads next year. And I wanted to kind of leave you with the list of the top books. If I'm going to say to my friends, these are the books that I read last year that changed me for sure and will change you regardless of where you come from, I'm going to give you that list now. So first one is Homegoing by Ya Jesse. I think this was an illuminating narrative on race and family over the generations, and it was done spectacularly well. And it's fiction. The other ones that I'm going to suggest are nonfiction, because they were some really good nonfiction this year. And my number one for that one is Born a Crime by Trevor Noah. He is the leader. He's the host of The Daily Show now, and his book about his growing up in South Africa during apartheid and directly thereafter, and kind of his journey out of it. He deals with feminist issues. He deals with racial issues. He talks about language. He talks about getting out and trying your best to fight what cards you've been given, and also trying to relate to other people. It was a really good book, and it was yeah, pick it up. The other ones that I think are must reads: Love Warrior by Glennon Doyle Melton. This book was like reading my own diary from probably teenage years on. She really had almost anything in there could have been just written on a t-shirt and quoted and repeated, because she does an amazing job at making you remember that not only are you completely and totally loved and deserve to treat yourself like it, but other people are as well, and we need to have the same grace that we have for one another. So I don't know, it's just really well done. I loved the book. Next was Super Better, and this is by Jane McGonigal. She did a TED Talk on here, so if you want to look up at the video, do that, because that's even shorter than the book. But this book challenged how I view challenges. It made life seem a lot more fun when I'm doing mundane things, when I'm doing hard things, and we all, let's face it, have to do that. She had some great practical strategies for doing things better in your life, and I love books like that. It was also it was written like you felt like you were in a game reading the rule book, but the game is your life and the rules you get to create, and I don't know anything better than that. So Super Better, it will change you. I don't know how it will, but it'll find one thing to do to make you feel like you can do life better than you're doing it now. Next is another practical guide. This was, I listened to it in December, and it's Secrets of Happy Families. This book revolutionized how I am doing my family right now, and I'm so excited to see what 2017 will do as we meld it. We've started doing family meetings. We've started working on a task board together, and things have been so much smoother since we started this a few weeks ago. I'm really enjoying it. There's several things from the book that I've not even kind of used yet that I think will be really cool. This is a book for anybody who has a family member, which is pretty much everybody. And even if you don't, there's still some things in there about having family life at home for yourself, if you're by yourself, better. So must read. And finally, I'm going to give you a choose your own adventure path. If you are a person who is more on the liberal side of things, and you don't really know how to handle people who don't have that viewpoint, Hillbilly Elegy by J.D. Vance is a must read. This book gave me a lot of compassion. It gave me a lot of understanding as to why we were so disillusioned with how the election turned out. We were blindsided a little bit, and J.D. Vance comes from that point of view and talks a lot about it in depth. I understand so much more after reading his book. Now, if you are a person who is more from that point of view and you don't understand why Black Lives Matter or any of the tension around race right now, then please read Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson, because it will open your eyes a little bit to the experience of a Black man who does work in the justice system, and you kind of understand why so many people are upset about that. So choose your own adventure. If you don't want to choose, do both because they're both phenomenal. So that is my 2016 in reading. I loved this year. I cannot wait to see what my reading brings for 2017. And if you have any things you want to say about these books, questions for me about what I'm doing in 2017, or things that you want to see on this channel in 2017, put them in the comments. I love to do the comments. So talk to you guys later. Bye.